This rivalry with Philly's determined so much about the division winner since you've been into the league. How surprising is that you and Jalen have only met once during this rivalry, and does that add a level of excitement to it going forward here that now everyone's going to have their starting quarterbacks in place here and going?
Yeah, crazy to think it's only been one time. But obviously, I was hurt the 1 year when he kind of took over. And then I guess just sitting out guys the next year, whether it was their go or then both of us being injured at different times last year, it makes sense. But yeah, it's a lot of excitement, makes the game better, obviously. It's a matchup we look forward to it every year. And I'm sure they do as well, and it'll be a great one, simple as that.
Does it take on added meaning because they're a Super Bowl contender, you're playing on the road for the first time since you played the 49ers in that kind of role?
It's got enough meaning in the sense of who they are, them being division, having the success that they've had over the past couple of years, being a great team, being great on offense and defense, and which makes them obviously a Super Bowl contender. But yeah, this rival has enough. Even when teams, I guess these two teams aren't playing this well, this game is still always one people look forward to. I damn sure do, especially playing in Philly. It's a great one. It's a great matchup.
What is it about Philly that you like playing there so much?
It's just a good atmosphere for football, honestly. I guess you can say having grown up in the SEC, a lot of different venues and stadiums that just you can feel it the time you get near the stadium, eat, sleep, breathe the game of football, the fans' excitement, the atmosphere, the close games, the energy. When you walk into the Philadelphia Stadium, it's no different. It feels like some of those old Saturday nights. Fans are going to get loud. You got to make sure your communication is top notch, and then it's fun always getting a win up there.
You ever had an exchange or two that makes you laugh that you can share for camera?
Probably once a game up in Philly. I don't know how many I can share. Philly fans are serious. They love their team. They're ruthless to the other guys, and if their team's not doing well, they let them know that too. You know what I mean? So, not any that are probably PG-13, to be honest with you, whether it's language or whether it's, driving into the stadium and seeing how the fans give you different signs or different even show body parts at times that are the back end, and move one of the fingers. And that's their sign to us.
Get back to last night just for a second. Did you watch the World Series, and what do you take from seeing that scene?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, congratulations to the Rangers, their whole organization. Been a fan of them since I've come into Dallas. I mean, not necessarily having baseball in my home state or growing up a crazy baseball fan, follow the Braves. I feel like everybody did because they were always on TBS or whatever it was. Fell in love with the Rangers. I obviously understand the years that they've had, tough years, but to see what they've done and this turnaround in these last couple years has been awesome. I mean, being able to go to a couple of games, the energy, the new stadium, all that's paid off, what they've really put into the organization. And kudos and credit to them. And it was great. What I took most from it were the post-game interviews, whether it was the owner talking about faith, whether it was Nathaniel Lowe talking about the tough years that they've went through, but being invested to this team because of the people. Just a lot of championship things that they had going on, obviously, which propelled them to win this championship. But the faith and the trust in one another is something that I took from it, and was proud to watch them and then to listen in on the way that they handled it and celebrated their success.
You said that right now you're running your own race and all that stuff, but you've been a part of some tight races down the stretch. At what point of the season do you start looking at what other things are going on around your division or conference or things like that?
In the past I may have in the last month, I guess, but I really can't see myself doing that. I think it's the maturation of one, my leadership ability, and then secondly, the way that I want to approach the day and the week, and understanding that when you run your own race, what's in front of you is really the only thing that matters. And each week we have an opportunity to go out there and to win. And if we do that and handle that, then we don't need to be looking in the mirror, rearview mirror, to our left, to our right. And if we do that, I don't think there will be really anybody in front of us to try to catch. So that's the importance of not paying attention to anything but this team and what we have going on for me.
Dak CD's called himself a yak receiver. That's where he makes his balls. How much are you aware of that when you say get him the ball and he's going to do in certain spots to allow him to do more after?
Yeah, very, very aware of that. I mean, it goes back to spring, as I talked about, getting these guys, us having so many playmakers and getting them the ball in space. And that's what that attests to. When you get these guys the ball in space, they can go get the yak, they can break tackles, and see a couple of plays just like last week, him do that, break a tackle, break another tackle, and you say, damn, he's strong. And that's part of it is sometimes not only is he fast, he's stronger, and there's different matchups, and he runs the ball like a running back. And, yeah, it's important for us to do that. And obviously they'll want to play him a little tighter, understanding that he can run with the ball like that, and then that's our opportunities to go over the top with him.
Does his strength surprise people, you think? Because you don't think of him as a big receiver necessarily, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it surprises sometimes the guys on the field, as you said, maybe you just look at his stature, you just try to go and tackle him the first or second time and you feel that. But he plays physical. I've joked with him in the past, tell him he's not 220, but he plays like he's every bit of it. And, yeah, that's just his mentality. And so that's what makes him the player that he is.
As one of the leaders on the team, do you, other than just getting yourself prepared, will you go into a week and say, okay, this is something I need to do this week, or this is a guy I need to check with, or this is a message that needs to get across, or is it just being you are who you are and just be consistent with it, and that's the most important message?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's about being consistent, being who I am, making sure that there's no changes there. And honestly, when you do that, it's easy. You don't worry about if there being changes. You come in focused, take care of your business, take care of what's on your plate. But in a sense, depending on how the past game was or the previous game, I guess I should say, and maybe a previous weeks or different guys, yeah, it's a little note in your head, hey, check on this guy. Or sometimes it's about elevating a guy that's made plays and now his performance has thrown him into a role that he deserves more responsibility, whether it be a leader, whether it be bringing on other guys. And so in that sense, it's about, telling other guys, hey, come on, I don't have to just lead by myself. You deserve it. It's fun to watch other leaders grow, other players grow. So it just depends on what the temperature of the team is. And I feel like when I'm just continued being genuine, being myself, being transparent, it's easy to feel that and understand who and when I can help elevate.
When a team like the Eagles has sustained success, usually there's like a drain of talent, free agency, or they lose their coordinators or high-grade leaves. But it seems like whether it's Carter coming in, do you see that they've basically more like reloaded on defense, or still able to do a lot of the same things?
Yeah, I mean, top down, that they have a plan, and you look at the draft, you can tell that, and then as you just said, whether it's hiring new coordinators, you can tell what they want to do. So yeah, it's when that's the plan, I guess you can say, yeah, you can call it a reloading. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're going to have younger guys coming in some of these positions, and but yeah, they're just as good as they were last year, just as strong. Obviously, they're not undefeated as they were, I guess, at this point last year, and rolling quite like that. But this is a hell of a team. This is a team that when you've been at the championship like they have, they know how to win. They know tough games. So yeah, we know what's in front of us, and we know the matchup.
How much has Jake Ferguson grown into that tight end role as the years gone on?
So much on the fast track, and still continuing to grow and continuing to take on any responsibilities that's asked of him. And yeah, big energy guy for this team, vocal guy. He's important. He's important to our success and what we've done early this year and what we'll continue to do as he continues to grow as well.
Mike Murray's coming back from an injury this week, maybe next week. When you're coming back, you had come back from yours. Did you have to learn to trust your body again in any kind of way?
No, I mean, I think if you're getting cleared for the game, you should be past that, honestly. Sure, he'll be the same way. Now, before and after my injury, he's well more mobile than I ever was, faster, shiftier. So in that sense, you know what I mean, I'm sure that goes into the rehab. And so, you know what I mean, I can only hope that he is, and imagine if he's getting cleared, whether it's this week or next week, he's already past that stage of trusting your body and has been through the test to get the confidence, not only in those in his body parts, but in his mind to say he can go out there, he can play this game full speed in the way that he wants to play it.
Mike used the phrase this week, we cut Dak loose the last few weeks. In what way has that manifested itself to you, and how much do you enjoy the way you're playing right now and feel like you've found the way as an offense you need to play?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's as much as as I've talked about this system, you know what I mean, just really getting comfortable and being in it now and not just having so many practice reps but game reps. As I said, I feel like last week I was talking to somebody, really listening to my feet as we talked about, right? First plant, first throw, second throw, you get to that third or you know what I mean, you've got pressure, trust my legs, get out of it. Obviously, I'm still looking to pass, but going to get yards if it's in front of me. And so just getting back to that and being mobile in a sense, as I said, that's the way that I fell in love with this game way back when, and it's important for me to play that way, and I think it opens up some for offense, and yeah.
The Eagles have really sparked that push trend around the NFL. You guys are one of the teams that have adopted it a little bit this year. From having done it, what's your perspective of just kind of what it's like to execute that and maybe appreciation for what it takes?
I'd love for us to call it something different, first and foremost. We don't call it that.
What do y'all call it?
QB sneak, you know. That's what it is, you know, with a little bit of help. So, yeah, I mean, it's a play that they've I hate to say it, but mastered, honestly have. I mean, starts up front, obviously Jason, Kelsey, and the rest of those guys, and then having the strong quarterback like Jalen is, strong lower body. They go get that inch, 2 inches, 2 yards at times, and it's impressive. It really is. But for us, we've got a lot in the arsenal. We'll use it when we need to, but that's not something that we're going to bank on. Yeah, they've got the secret to it, I guess, and as much as anything, it's getting it going, finding that lane. But you watch theirs, it's Jalen's low sometimes. He's on top of people sometimes, but regardless, that pile's moving. So, yeah, credit to those guys.